At this moment when I'm speaking, my partner downstairs is writing a critique of the latest curriculum that is happening. I'm a historian, and history is at the forefront of curriculum changes. So curriculum is political, whichever you see, even if you want to be humanist and artist, and there you are fighting for a curriculum which supports that kind of world. If you want to be very narrow-minded, parochial nationalist, you can also have a curriculum of that kind. So therefore, it's a battleground. Curriculum itself is a site of battle. And therefore, we are at this moment in the throes of a battle here. It is in the context of modern school. In fact, the book came up, I don't know whether you could see this. This is the cover of the book, Modern School. The cover has a black Saraswati, which was Ramkinkar badge sculpture, which is he gifted to the school because he taught there in 1934, 35, 36. Black Saraswati meant that he was talking about knowledge in chains in the colonial India. So therefore, there's a art teaching in modern school as well as any other school is part of a larger politics. How the children learns from home, learns in the society, as Vaishali was putting it very nicely, and then he or she they translate into the actual practice. In that sense, individual politics is played out. Politics is the larger P. It plays out in the way I create something. Therefore, does it so close to my aesthetic sensibilities that I translate it, or there is something else? I won't romanticize aesthetics because romanticization of aesthetics has led us to dangerous wars in 30s and 40s across the world. Because there are critics who come up and say, look, politics is important because rhetoric is important. Rhetoric cannot be banished as Plato did it. So therefore, it is in the curriculum, the battle of curriculum, that we Indian basic ethos, if you see educational ethos, has been balance. So therefore, whenever this balance shifts between politics and aesthetics, there are problems. Now, coming back to this, why I wrote, and in your question that comes into my writing, is before I took this, 2012 to 2014, at the invitation of Professor Shanta Sinha, who worked on the children's education and in fact major hand in writing the fundamental right to education. We traveled across 20 districts across the country, most violent districts in the country, where survival itself is an art for these children. There's no education. Forget about art teaching or teaching of art. The life itself is an art to survive the next day. And therefore, what I learned there, I learned that how one negotiate with day-to-day struggle to survive gives them a sense of art, and that generally we don't locate that in the larger context of life. Therefore, when I studied modern school, where there are privileges associated, and then I understood the importance of Gandhi's and Nehru's, that you have this struggle which is going every day to survive, and at the same time you have a large universe that you do not, in this process of struggle, a process of survival, you don't become narrow, you don't become very limited to your survival. You look for a larger world. And this is again creates a kind of balance that we have been, all Upanishadic balance that we are talking about, that Tagore and Gandhi brings in. I think that there lies my study or my reading or my learning from this children's curriculum that modern school presented.